Awesome. Hey guys, my name is Brandon Burbank and I live in Bellingham, Washington, and my story is very powerful, I believe. I feel like I've been through so much with my own mental health challenges that I'm here. I'm called, this is my purpose. This is my calling. And this is what's helped me get through my own challenges. So I'm going to talk about some of the components of what I've been through with my mental health story so that you can have a better picture about how to become more resilient and work through the persistence that is required for building momentum, for building success. Starting with hospitalizations. Back in 2016, I was studying abroad in Barcelona, Spain, and I returned home feeling very depressed and very unsettled with myself. I went through a lot of challenges with my mental health, and I eventually was diagnosed with a bipolar disorder condition at the age of 19. I'm 28 years old now, so I've been through a lot of different challenges with hospitalizations and other aspects around that nature. And it's helped me learn to see how transformation is possible, healing is possible, and being able to accept the challenges that come with a diagnosis like bipolar disorder, it's possible as well. My perspective about what bipolar disorder looks like for me is that I go through extreme highs with feeling like I'm on top of the world and feeling like I'm just a transparent, successful individual. But then I go through some lows as well, and that's part of the depression and what I experience with that. As a result, I've had to be more conscientious about how I live my life. I had to give myself grace. I had to start asking myself, is this good for my mental health to be doing this right now? And really banishing a lot of bad habits that have really been hard to quit. And so I've been open-minded about the future and optimistic about what I can do to change my life. And so some of the things that I was able to achieve in spite of having this condition and just the life circumstances, I decided to write my first book titled Come Back to Success: Relentless Commitment for a Better Tomorrow. In this book, I talked a lot about my story and I talked about how to help other people who are suffering with mental illness and have challenges with their mental health. As a result, this was a transformative idea. And then while I was living in Long Beach, California, I was I was working on getting more speaking opportunities because speaking is my passion and I'm trying to really make a difference in the lives of the mental health community in America to give them support, to give them more ideas that might help them elevate their game to another level and recognizing that the transformation is possible. So as a result, I started speaking to different audiences in Southern California when I was living there, and then I moved back to Bellingham. But then things started to unwind. Things started to unravel for themselves. I ended up being homeless for about a month and then hospitalized again. This was about 2 years ago. And as a result, these challenges I started to face really became real. And I started had and I, even though I knew I had a lot of experience with my condition, this was something that was foreign to me. Being homeless and not having supportive people in my life, there needed to be a change. There needed to be something that's going to help me grow, something that's going to help me overcome this challenge. So as a result, I ended up going to the hospital and I was hospitalized for about a month period time period. And then the recovery was possible again. Once again, after going through many hospitalizations, another hospital recovery towards becoming the best version of myself is what was required of me. As a result, these challenges have made me who I am today as a person. And going through these challenges, that I've learned more about how to become more opportunistic about the future, being humble and recognizing that I don't have all the answers. I never will, but recognizing that my story, what I've been through, can make a difference in the lives of the other people who are suffering with mental illness. And to bounce back as well, I'm going to talk about the halfway house that I went through. I was living in a halfway house for about a month period, and in 2017, I was hospitalized and then discharged to living in a halfway house. It was an outpatient mental health treatment program. And this experience was very phenomenally open for me because what I learned from this experience is to be persistent, be patient, be positive in the knowing that things could change, that my life can get better because I that was my definition of hitting rock bottom. I felt like my family abandoned me. I felt like my friends abandoned me. And so that's where I had to start asking myself, what else can I do to be successful, but that's not also making bad decisions. Because when you're in a headspace, when you're like trying to do well, trying to be well for yourself, and you're going through these challenges, a lot of people can can really overwhelm you. So as a result, I lived in a halfway house, and it was very hard to live with other people who were severely mentally ill because they were just weren't really communicating well with me, and I was having troubles with trying to understand what other people were going through because they were going through their own severe situations. So I had to learn how to have a lot of empathy, and I had to learn how to have a lot of grace for myself and recognizing that this too shall pass and that nothing is permanent in life. So recognizing that just giving myself patience and persistence through these challenges, they've made me who I am today, and I want to be able to be an inspiration for other people. So yes, I sometimes sleep in, for example, but that's just something that's positive and that's good for your mental health. And so recognizing that these challenges that I go through, they've made me who I am as a person, but they don't fully define me. And I'm the one that gets to define myself. So now that I'm able to now that I'm out of a state of crisis, I'm in a much better place now currently in my life where I'm trying to work on a second book. I'm going to school full time, and I'm really making a difference in the lives of other people by being an inspiration. My current job is I'm working as a generalist at a mental health organization called Whatcom Clubhouse. And at the clubhouse, I'm a supportive person because I can talk to people about their mental health problems, their challenges, and I can connect with them one on one on how they can work on themselves, how they can work on their challenges, and recognize that they're not alone. Recognize that they have supportive people who care about them, who want to see them succeed. And so that's kind of where it all boils down to with my own speech goals. I'm not perfect. I don't try to. I used to be more of a person that wants to be perfect and everything like that, but it's like now it's like recognize that everybody has their limitations, but we don't have to we don't have to accept those limitations if we still believe in ourselves and have a lot to going for ourselves. And so for me, what's helped me gain more momentum is by doing speaking engagements to other people and helping people become more opportunistic about the future, recognizing that change is possible, recognizing that you're not alone. So my question for you is what's helping you get better in your life? How can you work on yourself so that you can become the best version of yourself? And then I also talk about the return to work phase. So just talking briefly about what I was doing with at the club, what at the Wacom Clubhouse. This has been
जी
a great transformative place for me to help me give a lot of people more insight, give them more direction on how to work on themselves. And even though I'm not the perfect person out there, but I've been through so much with my mental health challenges that it's made me who I am today. And I don't feel like I'm falling victimhood to my circumstances. Instead, I'm trying to get up and tell myself, you can be an inspiration for other people, and God has a plan for you. I'll briefly say that my faith in God has helped me and tremendously with myself and how I can become the best version of myself and recognize that I'm not going to be victimhood to my circumstances. My faith in God has helped me tremendously. And so my hope is that this talk today has given you more inspiration as well as understanding about somebody who hasn't quit and somebody who just believes in themselves and knows that there will be troubled days in my life, but I don't have to give up. I don't have to believe that I'm not qualified for what I have in life and for myself. So I hope that this video, this presentation was helpful for you guys, and God bless you. Thank you.